All right, so if the last few videos hasn't gotten me canceled, maybe this one will. This video we're gonna be talking about the allure of the black guy, of black guys, and this was asked by a video by one of my subscribers in my Spanish channel, and I was like, "Yo, you tripping?" But then I asked you guys, and you guys really want to know what's up with these black guys, right? Why they're so attractive? And look, I'm gonna say this, okay? There's a warning with this video. One, this video might come across as a bit racist, and that's okay. All right, we're talking about stereotypes. There's some truth behind some stereotypes, but that's just the nature of this, okay? It doesn't apply to every black guy, okay? Because black people are not a monolith. And we're talking about Americans, African Americans when I think of black guys. And also, it's a sad truth, but the attraction that we're gonna talk about, unfortunately, it appeals more to short-term dating than long-term dating. It's one of those negative stereotypes that pigeonholes men for women to perceive them as just temporary options to sleep with, not to be taken seriously. And it is what it is, right? Because think about it, right? Look, what's the difference, right? The source of the allure is one, their aura, and two, their physical attributes. But their aura is different because these two guys can be considered the same level of attractive. Sorry, I picked the wrong photo because this guy's not attractive. But they're both dark skinned, right? But what's the difference? The difference is that their culture has more aura than the other culture. Indian culture is seen as nerdy, right? It doesn't have that aggressive masculine stereotype, right? But you gotta understand that with this positive masculine stereotypes also comes negative stereotypes. So when I talk about this, realize that there's another side to this coin, and every positive has a negative, and every negative stereotype has a positive. And in fact, let me tell you guys which one it is, because I think it's important to talk about it. It's like, for example, when you think of, let's go over here to this slide. Let's skip to this slide, right? The negative stereotypes, right? When you think of hypermasculinity, being risk taker, in the context of just walking down the street, it hurts you. But in the context of dating, it actually benefits you because it gives you more aura. It makes you look like a bad boy. And that's the thing, is that black guys have a stereotype, an aura that gives them this air of toughness, masculinity. In fact, white guys, their biggest fear is their girl being taken by a black guy. But the sad thing about that, like that intimidating factor, it's more so for short-term mating. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's one of those things that I want to lay out and say before we get pretty belligerent in this video, okay? Okay, all right. Because look, at the end of the day, I benefit from that stereotype, right? I'm not black, I'm Dominican, but I benefit from it, right? But I also sometimes you experience some racism outside of the United States, but within the United States, you benefit from it because it attracts a certain kind of woman, right? And I'm telling you, man, this video is gonna get me canceled. Now look, this one is very important, is that it's taboo, okay? I can promise you, if Jack was a black guy, Rose would have slept with him too. Remember in this scene when Rose was bored and she seemed to hate her life. And she was tired of being around rich white people. And so she was drawn to Jack because Jack represented freedom, rebelliousness, right? Doing sketchy things, not being completely orderly. He represented freedom. And it's kind of similar to women who are attracted to black guys. You gotta understand, attraction to things all have a reason, right? They all have a reason. And like I said, a lot of it was a short-term relationship because obviously Jack died. But the problem with this stereotype and this prejudice that comes with this attraction is the fact that it pigeonholes a lot of black guys in a short-term relationship nest, right? But the problem is that it's very addictive. It becomes extremely addictive because of just women who are attracted to them are able to feel like they're going into another world. He takes them around the hood. Don't stand sick. Be close to me so that you're safe. right? Like I'm with you, I'll show you around, and she's around. Like it's a to that woman, she craves adventure, right? And you might say, "Oh, that's a negative," fuck, that sucks, But then again, what about the white guy? Because most likely it's that guy who she's gonna cheat with. Because when women cheat, a lot of the times they go for opposites, right? And so it's kind of like nobody wins here, okay? It's not a positive but let's just stay to the positives of it, because I'm trying not to get canceled here, but so yeah, it's the taboo quality that they know that if you bring them to the family, some people are gonna like, what is it? What are you doing with that? And usually women who are more open to be rebellious and then more open-minded and fuck my parents, they'll go for that. Right? A woman who cares more about what the family says might have a desire, but may not act on it because they care more. So as you guys get, it kind of attracts a certain kind of freaky woman, right? Let's continue. By the way, man, if you guys want to learn more about this is actually, I call it aura game. It's aura farming, because you're using all of the positive stereotypes of your culture to add to you. It's like when women see me, they think I dance bachata. Right, and so they add, if they're attracted to guys like that, they'll think that, oh wow, he's so smooth. I don't dance, but I'll still get those aura points because of just the projection. And the more unhappy, the more insecure she is, the more projections are more intense. Where she gives me traits that I don't even have. Oh, he's romantic. I'm not romantic. I mean, I am romantic, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like assumptions. There's more assumptions when the person is unhappy, right? And it attracts women who project more, which is it is what it is, right? I don't know I'm not gonna call it a negative, because if we do this same review for other races, there's gonna come a lot of negatives that's gonna seem racist. So yeah, check out my course, the Natural Man, where I teach you guys strategies through how to become more attractive to women through aura farming, like just literally using positive stereotypes, right? And other methods, to be honest with you. But it's a course that I created that if you guys like what I teach here, you'll like a more detailed version in that course. By clicking on the description down below, you can pre-order it right now. One, the aura, okay? The reason why I say aura is because when you think of the Indian guy, there's assumptions, like I said earlier, to his culture that doesn't help sexually. It doesn't help with dating. But those stereotypes that are negative in dating are actually positive when it comes to finding jobs, right? Like, it sucks, right? I got to say that, but it's actually true. The man's stereotype here doesn't help with jobs. There's a lot of, it hurts, it deducts point. But with dating, though, it definitely helps. What people don't understand is that from my experience, more women seem to be into black guys than people really like to think. But the problem is that they're into them for short-term dating, for just hookups. Doesn't mean that black guys are not like getting married. You get what I'm saying? But generally speaking, they're seen more as hot than a long-term dating partner, right? And that type of stereotype and perception creates almost like creates lust, because it's a short-term thing. So it comes with an intense level of lust, and it doesn't come with much emotional connection. And I'm gonna explain to you why that is. The next thing is their physique. Okay, like it's like the Olympic winners, the fastest runner, not the strongest one, but the fastest, the ones that could jump higher, the quick twitch, muscle fibers, the best athletes in the world was LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Those stereotype adds aura to an average black guy, And what do I know? What do I mean by that? Well, have a black guy go to fucking China. They're gonna think of Michael Jordan. I went to England, and that positive stereotype made me look. I remember a girl giving me her number because this guy kept calling me Juice WRLD. I'm like, first of all, he's dead. But you have people asking for number, old middle-aged guys taking photos behind me so I don't see it. Like, it comes with a lot of positive stereotypes because of the way you look. But it also, that same day, no, that's not the same day. In that same week, I went to Poland. And this guy came up to me, this girl that she was showing me around, and he came up to her. He was like, are you guys arguing? And she was like, no, he told her in Polish. She was like, no, we're not arguing. I'm just showing him around. He was like, okay. And she was like, I asked her, what did he say? He was like, if we were arguing. Well, that's some racist ass shit, man. So you can see how you get two things, right? It's a polarizing experience, to say the least. And it's not hard. And the beauty about it and the negative is that it's very easy to get aura by doing nothing. But because of this, it's very easy to get negatively stereotyped, right? Because the force is so strong. Right? A black culture is so predominant that it comes with the good, it comes with the bad. Yeah, they got big dicks. They're known for that. Their skin. I mean, and look, I know I got African. When I say I don't consider myself black, I'm just African, but it's anyways. Because of my African ancestry, my skin is pretty good, and I can promise you, it's not like I didn't do anything for it. It's pure genetic, and it's actually true. Now, another thing about the physique is that some women genuinely just like thicker lips. It's you hear this, how it's very different from kissing a white guy than a black guy, because black guys have thicker lips, and that's actually a real thing. They have higher cheekbones. Like we said, they have thicker skin, and also they're taller. But then that's a perception. It's a stereotype. It's not true. They're not taller, actually. Some white, like the tallest people are usually, I think it's a white country, the white area. Anyways. But a regular black guy will get a positive stereotype boost from that. Like they'll get it because it's just the cultural stereotype. When you have it, it increases and gives you a boost. Right? Like I think I talked about it, right? I hope I talked about it, how when I went to England, they thought I was Juice WRLD. One white guy thought I was Juice WRLD, and then everyone in the bus thought I was Juice WRLD, and they started taking photos with me. I'm like, these guys are blind or racist. I don't know. And it was because of the stereotype. There was a positive stereotype. That same trip, I went to Poland, and I was with this white girl, and some old white guy came up to her. He was like, "Are you guys arguing?" In Polish, and she was like, "No." That's a negative stereotype because of the fucking shitty aura, right? But you gotta understand, the more negative stereotype the culture that you have, the more positive it might help with short-term mating, right? You become almost like a fetish per se. And I mean, look, if you're young, you'll take anything, but for long-term, that does affect you. It creates a lot of crazy situations, right? Look at Indians, right? Indians, they don't have a lot of negative stereotypes in the United States, right? The only ones you could think of are like, small dick, scammers, but that's it. So they don't get to experience the positive boost from it. Whitey has a lot of negative stereotypes, but from that, they also experience a lot of positive. Dominicans have one of the worst stereotypes. Cheaters, fucking worse. But because of that, we got the biggest boost. Let me tell you something, man. Women love Dominicans. I did not know we were a fetish. Did not know that. I did not know that. But the more negative, the more positive sexual stereotypes for short term you'll get. Right? I like to imagine that the less negative and positive stereotypes you have, I don't know. I'm assuming right now. Let's continue with the video. Asians experience the same thing too. They make everything look cool. Everything they do. I mean, he was one of the first guitarists. And if you listen to his I mean, if you watch, if you know about music, Jimi Hendrix before Jimi. There was nothing like it before Jimi. I mean that Coltrane. I mean, yeah, we know what we're talking about. They make everything look cool. And that's what poverty does. Extreme poverty creates extremely good artists. Extreme pain creates extremely good artists. And that adds to the aura to an average black guy. That's just the truth. Like, if the better your culture does, the more people consume it, the more they're gonna project almost like the residual aura onto a physical reality, which is you. Hope I don't get canceled. Now, this is actually a really important one. The attachment styles, okay? They're usually avoidant. Let's just be honest. And the reason why I say avoidant is because of what happens when you come from no absent fathers. I think they have the highest likelihood of no fathers, 70% or something like that. And that always creates avoidant kids that are avoidant. And the thing about avoiding people is that they're really attractive. They come across as mysterious, but the problem is that they have an inability to create intimacy. So they'll come and then they'll leave. and to an anxious woman that is really attractive, meaning they chase after those guys. And so they also avoid intimacy. And what causes it? Single motherhood and lack of fathers. But the beauty, the good, like the positive, which is not a positive, is that it makes them really addictive to women. That because that women see that as mysterious. Like they see that as like, oh my God, I want to conquer him. Especially if you have low self-esteem. Like who's attracted to that? Anxious women who lack connections with their family, fathers, women who with low self-esteem, romantic idealists. You are very mysterious to them, and so they project their romanticism onto you. Women with absent fathers, and it kind of has a pimp profile of the women that usually go for them. Again, it's one of those things that I'm trying to be I'm not trying to sound racist, right? But it attracts a certain kind of woman, right? Not all women, because at the end of the day, you attract your attachment style. So if you're a black guy and you are not an avoidant, you're not going to attract this type of woman. But because of just the propensity of avoidance within the black community, because of the circumstances that they're raised into, because of lack of father, single motherhood, lack of connection with their family. Some of them go to prison. Kids are raised with fathers in prison. Like it creates an emotional disconnection that, as a dating partner, it's frustrating but very sticky and addictive. And so these are things that you guys can actually apply in your life, like to get something to learn from. It's not really that I want you to be cold to people, but to incorporate some of those qualities, meaning being in shape, being good at something, that like having some form of skill, like standing out for your skills, right? We're going to talk about some more positive. They're seen as as aggressive and tough, and usually because of gangster rap. For most parts, because of gangster rap, to be honest with you. And that was in the 90s. And again, I'm maybe doing a false correlation here, but after the 90s, which is a time of gangster rap, interracial dating increased like a motherfucker. Reason being is because most likely the women that were attracted to this were rural white girls who were bored and wanted something new, something different. They were tired of fucking Jake the rock star singing. They found gangster rap. It looked cool. It looked dangerous, and they became drawn to that scene. And especially those girls who were listening to it when they were younger, in private, because gangster rap was taboo back then. And so to the culture that gangster rap is going to be more attractive to is white girls, white people. In fact, another element about them is that they're taboo. It sucks, but it is true, because of just the negative stereotypes that surround it. So sometimes having negative stereotypes, that's why I say, like, if you really want to get a girl that really, really likes you, go to a racist country. Because the amount of tension that girl is going to experience from just liking you, like racist romance is truly incredible, right? It's the Romeo and Juliet, us versus them. Like, baby, I love you even though you're black. Like that type of shit. Like it creates, it's hot to them. It's especially if the woman is a rebel. And this positive, this negative assumption turns positive, right? Because even though they're considered aggressive, to a woman who's dating that guy, she will feel safe around them. And usually the women become attracted to this because if they feel safe, it feels masculine, right? As opposed to dating flimsy Bob, and compared to fucking Tyrone, she's going to feel more safer around Tyrone. And women are going to experience that as an increase of attraction, right? So it's and usually this is a funny thing, right? These types of switchers are turned on if you live in a hood, right? If you live in a tougher environment, you're going to value the tough guy act. If you feel unsafe in your environment, you're going to value that. But if you are in a safe area, the only way that the tough guy act becomes attractive to the woman is if she needs something, if she's the type that's bored and she needs something different, right? And so it's like I said, it's a lot of short-term shit here, man. like doing this video is like, yo, this is crazy. Things with black guys is that black guys are rebels, man. I remember one time I got caught stealing something from the store, and the security guard stopped me outside. He was like, stop. And I froze. It was in New York City. And then I saw a group of like 5 YNs, young black kids, right? You know what they told me? They're like, nigga, run. He was like, you know you could run. I didn't think I could run. I looked at him, I was like, holy shit, he's fat. And then they were like, nigga, run. Just fucking started running. Heard the cops. When you start running, you start to hear, you think that every cop sound is yours. But thinking back, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That's influence. Right? And that, look, man, to a young, naive girl, that's attractive. But the problem with that mentality is that it gets you to prison, right? It's a very short-lived type of thing. Like, it's unfortunate. They are risk takers and passive, right? Anxious women, they appeal to them. They are known to tell what you want to hear. That's another big thing, right? They're smooth talkers. Right? Right? Okay. Oh Lord, that sounds so racist, right? They're smooth talkers, hyper masculine too, right? They exaggerate their masculinity, and usually because they never had an example of a man in their lives. They never seen an average masculine man, so they just make a caricature out of it because they don't understand it, and they appeared way too masculine, proportionate outside of reality. They created a rebellious style of music that appeals to rebel. So it adds to the stereotype. So these women are just drawn to them because of their dark side. No pun intended. God damn, this is racist. The start of gangster rap correlated with more interracial kids, right? And you know, how could you guys apply this in your life? Okay, generally speaking, it's more about learning how to think for yourself, standing up for yourself. Follow your artistic dreams. People make fun of black guys and say, oh, another rapper. But come on, man. Like, it's art, motherfucker. Like, I don't know why. Like, honestly, rappers should stop being clown. Like, I just don't understand why people get clowned for being a SoundCloud rapper, man. They're trying, goofies. Like, it's a good thing. Like, Jesus Christ, you know? And so that stereotype, there's a lot of things that, like the SoundCloud rapper, and it's like, no, that's a good thing. Like, that's being creative. You know, people say, oh, you're dating a SoundCloud rapper. Well, guess what? That girl is the equivalent of dating a broke painter. And they're like, oh, you know, it's romantic. They like that. Like, so I guess dating a SoundCloud rapper is the hood version of dating a painter, right? But it's still a good thing. That's something that I tell people to follow and practice and get good at it, right? Another thing is getting in shape, because, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but black guys are not born with muscles. Like, they work on that shit. Okay, they get athletic through work. Now, yeah, you got your fucking anomalies, but generally speaking, they usually work out. Don't ever believe a black guy that says I don't work out. He's lying. When you're not looking, he's sneaking a pull-up. Right? And yeah, this is the allure of black guys, man. It comes with negatives, but I hope I covered the positives of it, okay? Because I understand some people might find this offensive, but hey, man, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, it's like somebody has to talk about it, right? I may do the allure of whitey. I don't know, man. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think.
All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing, where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club video that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared, because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.